Hi guys, so for those that are new here, my name's Rebecca, also known as Reiki Reselling, and I'm a part-time reseller over on Vinted and eBay. And I've had a bit of bother recently. I'm debating boycotting Vinted altogether, and I know I really shouldn't because I do make a lot of revenue from Vinted, but I just seem to, all of my like higher ticket items, I just keep getting scammed with. I know when I've recorded it with you guys, when I've taken pictures of the items, and when I've physically sent them, that what you see is what you get. I'm very, very honest with my descriptions. If something's got a flaw on, I'll try not to buy it now, but if it does, and that's like I've gotten it home and I've not realised, I will absolutely put it in the description. So I try to be like really honest with people. And I sold the Wrangler boots. I sold them on an offer as well for £32.50 to a person that's like relatively new on Vinted. Like, I will still give new people a chance because I was new once. You have to get your sales up. You know, you don't know if you're going to be like, when you're selling stuff to somebody, you don't know. I've seen experienced people scam even inexperienced people, and vice versa. So I just kind of take everything with a bit of a pinch of salt, really. But I was kind of gutted because they tried to say that the item arrived damaged, that the boots weren't like, had like studs on them, and that one of the studs were missing. But you can clearly see from my photographs that the stud was there, it was intact. But also I asked her, well, can you tell us if the stud was in the box, if it was in the packaging, etc. And she couldn't answer. She's just blanked us. So I said, like, well, you know, look, you can return them, that's fine, but the best be in the, like, I was nicer obviously than this, but I was like, the best be in the same condition as that I sent them, because yeah, they're worth so much more than the £32 that I sold them for, which is what's so frustrating. Because whenever I do like you can probably hear that I'm getting really upset, and it's like the most stupid reason. But I think I'm getting really stressed at work as well. So it's like all come together at once, as it does. I should probably put the lottery on. But I don't know how to explain it. Like, you know, the way that my pricing structure is yes, it might not be the absolute cheapest that you're going to find, but I do it as like a middle, so it's good value for money. If I buy something for £1 and it's worth £30, I'll stick it on for 20-25, so that the buyer feels that they're getting a good deal, but then I'm also making a canny chunk from it, and it's also avoiding going to landfill. So that's what my business model is. That's why my whole premise is, why I just get things in and out really quickly, because I just want to get it in, get it gone, get a bit of profit. That person gets a bit of pleasure out of it. I obviously get money towards my kitchen, etc. So yeah, I was a bit disheartened by it, and she still hasn't sent them back. She's got like 3 days to send them back. Otherwise I get the money back automatically. But she's seen my messages, because Vinted now tells you when somebody's seen your message, a bit like iPhones. So yeah, we shall see. The saga continues. But with Vinted as well, they're also asking me to go to Vinted Pro, and I think from a buyer's perspective, Vinted Pro users, when you're buying something from a Vinted Pro user, you actually have to pay more for it. Like, if two people are going to sell the same item for a tenner, excuse me, you're going to go to the one that's not a Vinted Pro seller, because they will actually, how do you describe it, like, their buyer protection fee and stuff is cheaper. Like, the Vinted Pro might add £1 on, but like normal users will only get charged like 75p. So like, it's really in the customer's best interest to buy from like a normal user, unless they want to pay for the service of a business. And to be fair, although I'm doing this like as a business, I don't know if I really want to intend to be a fully fledged business. I'll never be VAT registered. I just don't think I'll earn enough. I don't have enough hours in the day to physically commit to doing that and upscaling it. But I have upscaled. You know, I've got like 500-600 items on my eBay, and then I've still got about between like 50 to 100 of back stock that's like unlisted, not even photographed. So in terms of stock, I am a business, in terms of sales and profitability and stuff like that, I am a business and I still pay my taxes like everybody else does. But I don't know. I've seen loads of like other YouTubers and stuff have so many problems. You hear loads of like Reddit posts about people having problems, and I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really in two minds about it. If you guys have upgraded to Vinted Pro, obviously it costs nothing, doesn't it? It's free for now. Like they might change it in the future, but at the moment it costs nothing. If you guys have upgraded to Vinted Pro and had good experiences or bad experiences, please drop a comment down below, and it really will help us make my mind up. And I'll probably do a video about it, I don't know. But yeah. On to something more positive. My eBay is kind of taken off a little bit. I'm a little bit gutted with eBay, actually, to be fair, not gonna lie, which I know totally contradicts what I've just said. But whether you're a personal or a business user, they still give you like a rating, whether you're like above standard, below standard and stuff. And because I've had 2 returns, but they're like closed cases, they shouldn't really impact us, but because I've had 2 returns, and because what else did they say? I think they said it was something to do with like, because I cross list, because I have stuff on eBay and stuff on Vinted, if I sell something on Vinted roughly the same time as eBay, believe it or not, I actually get more money on Vinted for some of the things. eBay's better for others. So if I've sold something, I'll just cancel whichever one's the less amount. I'll obviously apologise and say, you know, it's been double ordered, I'm really sorry about that, and I'm really polite about it. But like, if I've cancelled a couple on eBay, apparently that brings your seller score down. So although my sales have been great, and above what I normally would have, I have a feeling that's going to dip in October, and I really can't afford it to, especially because of it being Christmas coming up and stuff. You know, I'm going to be competing with everybody else, and I don't need the money. Like, I'm thrifting so that I can buy a kitchen out of it. I want to be able to just not have something on finance and just go to a company and go, here's my money for my kitchen. I think that's going to be such an amazing achievement. So that's why I'm doing this. Obviously, if it expands into a business, happy days, I will continue to do that. But that is the ultimate goal for me. And you know, my house needs lots of renovations. Like, you can see the garage roof and stuff needs doing. So there's always going to be something that will benefit from the reselling. But at the moment, it's purely a hobby. I get excitement out of it. I really enjoy going around doing it. But like, if all of these things change, like if my seller score goes down, if Vinted are like being funny with this, you know, I won't pack it in, because this is my passion. This is what I really enjoy doing. I've got no other hobbies. I'm really sad like that. This is my hobby. And I do eventually potentially want to take it into something that will see us throughout, and I don't have to worry. But like, I don't know. I don't really know where this video is going, guys. I do have sales and I do want to show you them. But yeah, it's just a bit of food for thought. So drop down a comment below what your thoughts are on Vinted Pro. If you've even looked at your seller platform as a seller, whether that be business or private, it doesn't matter. You each have a rating. So have a look to see if you've ever looked at that before. And if you're below standard, that could be why your sales are impacted as well. So definitely check it out. Anywho, on to the more positives. So I've had a few sales. This is literally the last 24 hours. I've had a bit of a purge on my summer stock. So I'm just wanting to get a lot of my summer stock out and make it way for the winter. So some of it is winter stuff, ironically, but most of it's summer is stuff that I've had for a while. So I have sold these Duck and Cover jeans. I actually thought Duck and Cover was a really good brand, but it turns out it's very average. These did sell super quick, so I probably still have underpriced them. They sold for $7.99, but to me they just look like a boring jean. They're not like a diesel jean. It doesn't feel like good quality or anything, which is why I priced them low. But that might be also why they sold really quickly, because they sold within 24 hours of listing. So yeah, that. Put them there. A pack of me beer placemats is sold as well. I say beer, they're not really. So I actually split these up into different lots. I picked them up from the thrift shop. I got a big stack of them for £1. This is a set of 5, so it's each one of the unique ones. Like, they're just British pubs. Oops. But they're vintage, they're from the 1970s, and they do have a bit of grime on the back, which is all like photographed, documented. And I believe I accepted an offer of £8 on these. So I'm already in profit from these, and I've still got 2 sets to sell. So happy days on that. Like I say, I'm expecting about £10 to £12 on the other 2 sets, because they are a complete set. They're a set of 6 and a larger set of 4. These are just a set of 5. So some of the prices that people were charging for these was absolutely crazy. But when I actually did research and stuff, they actually only go for about a tenner. So I'm not really bothered. I've made me money, and I know I'm going to do well with the rest of the ones that I have. So let's wrap them in a bit of bubble wrap. So they are metal, so they shouldn't damage, but yeah, that doesn't mean I can't take a bit of pride in it. Do you know what I mean? So that should be safe. Like, I've wrapped them in bubble wrap, and to package something like that, I literally just put it in a polymer bag. Like, it bounces, but like there's no damage, there's no clunk or anything, so should be perfectly fine. I sold this too cheap. I didn't realise at the time how cheap I had it listed, but I picked this up from the thrift shop. It is a PG Field. It's a very, very thick winter jumper, and I think people wear them for like shooting and hunting and stuff. It's like a country brand. I sold it for a tenner or thereabouts. I think it was just slightly less than a tenner, so I'm really, really happy about that, because I only paid £1 for it. And it hasn't hung around long at all. Like, I've started to list all my jumpers and stuff. And do you know what it is? In my shed, I have like 3 stacks of shelves, because none of me stock's in here actually. Like, I've got Kitty Winkle's Christmas presents there. Shh, don't tell them. And then I've got like boot sale stuff, like old stock that I want to get rid, right at the back. You can just about see it. That's stuff that I'm not interested in. It's like kids' old toys, some of my old clothes, just loads of bits and bobs, like householdy stuff. But I just can't be bothered to like sort through it properly and post it on eBay, because it's not worth my time. I'd rather just get like 50p, £1 here for them. So yeah, that was a really good buy. This was from the kilogram sale. I bought it in the summer ages ago, and I think it worked out as own as 50p. The Marks and Spencer's like linen trousers, they're a size 16. They're like florally. They've been hanging around for absolutely ages. I only had them listed for a tenner, which I thought was really good for linen, do you know what I mean? But obviously not. So anyway, they hung around for absolutely ages, and then I accepted an offer of £8. So I thought, you know what it is, summer's coming to an end. 50p into £8, absolutely will take that, because profit is still profit. And it's a good margin, it's a good markup as well, you know, especially when it takes up a little bit of space. Like, in a box that could potentially fit a nice winter jumper, or like some new and exciting stock. I have no attachment to them at all. So yeah, so I'm going to finish packing up these, and I'm going to drop them off and then pick the Kitty Winkles up from school. They're absolutely loving school. I was really worried about my little one going to nursery full time, because he's suspected as being autistic as well. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We're like 98% sure he is, but he struggles. He really does. So like, I'm always a bit worried about how he'll fare, because he's now also at that sort of like in betweeny stage where he's in nursery 2 because he's 2, but he's nearly 3. So he's one of the oldest kids there, and he should really be in nursery 3. in the next like term or whatever. So he's outgrown nursery too, and he rules the roost. He really does, and that's fine. But he's very challenging. I just want what's best for him at the end of the day. So I'm really enjoying the fact that he's in nursery full time, because it gives me a bit of breathing space. It gives him a chance to socialise as well. But I found he is a much happier kid since he's gone there. Like, he's got friends and stuff. So although it makes me sad, it is what's best for him. So yeah, I'm going to pick them up, post these parcels, not necessarily in that order, and then I'm over at night shift tonight. Happy days. But I have managed to get a load of things listed. I have been preparing stock for quarter 4, for winter. So all of my Halloween, Christmas stuff, they're starting to get uploaded as well. So you'll be seeing odd bits and pieces that way. But yeah, a little bit of a different video for you guys. But if you enjoyed it, please comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. It's amazing. I see it every time. It's never going to get old. It really does shock us. So yeah. Also, I forgot to say as well, there might not be many boot sale videos. I'm going to try and obviously still go to them, but there's not many in my area that are actually winter boot sales. So if you're from the northeast and you know of a winter boot sale that's not Sedgefield Racecourse, please comment down below, and I'll absolutely have a little video and go wandering, because I'll still need stock as well, especially if I'm having sales and stuff. My stock will fly out, fingers crossed. He's hoping. But yes, till next time guys, thanks for watching.